Daniel Cormier and Dillon Danis found themselves at the center of online drama following Misfits Boxing 22, where Danis secured his first win in over 6 years by submitting Warren Spencer in just 15 seconds. Riding the momentum of this long-awaited victory, Danis jumped onto social media and unexpectedly called out the former UFC champion Daniel Cormier, writing, "DC's fast next." This bold move was met with a fiery response from Cormier, who made it very clear he had no intention of stepping into the ring with Danis. Instead, Cormier fired back by calling Danis a scrub, saying he personally wouldn't fight him, but claimed to have someone on hand who could kick his ass any day of the week. Michael Bisping weighed in heavily on the state of Luke Rockhold's career after his recent outing against Darren Till. On his Believe You Me podcast, Bisping was blunt and honest, saying he believes Rockhold has reached a point where retirement might be the smartest option.
Providing the entertainment, Darren Till versus Luke Rockhold. Who did you pick, Paul?
I picked Darren Till.
And so did I, via knockout, and we were all correct.
I think we were all on the same page with that one.
He gets knocked down in 1, got knocked down in 2. He went down to his knee, but the referee never called it. He landed a few shots, his jab was okay, but as always, the chin was way up in the air, man. And the hands were low. So what are you doing? Tuck the chin, Luke. Tuck the chin. But hey, regardless, the point I'm making is I hope they made some money, but I also hope Rockhold doesn't fight again. He needs, I mean, as you said, got his teeth pushed in against Perry, got knocked out in the UFC, got beat down by Costa, gets knocked out by Darren Till. I guess it's just another one of those circumstances, though. It's like, what are you going to do?
Rockhold suffered a brutal knockout loss, and Bisping pointed out that the same technical flaws that haunted Rockhold throughout his career, keeping his hands too low and leaving his chin exposed, once again cost him dearly. Looking closer at Luke Rockhold's actual performance against Darren Till, the fight painted a troubling picture for the former champion. Rockhold was knocked down early, first in round 1 and again in round 2, showing clear vulnerability to Till's power. The consensus among analysts was that Rockhold's body may no longer be able to withstand the punishment, and his refusal to change old habits has left him with few options moving forward. Robert Whittaker recently opened up with refreshing honesty about his career goals and the likelihood of ever reclaiming UFC gold. Speaking with Submission Radio, Whittaker admitted that chasing another belt at this stage of his career feels like a pipe dream. He acknowledged that while he still has fights left in him, the path back to a title shot is longer and more uncertain than he would like.
The belt's kind of like a pipe dream at the moment after losing to
that was a close fight, but dude, that was a close fight.
Yeah, but it's another loss. It pushes me back into much further than I want to be from the title, you know, to pathway to where I wanted to finish up. So right now, my goals have, my trajectory's kind of changed. I've worked out, you know, I want a few fights left. I want to enjoy the journey. I want to enjoy the fights. You know, I want to enjoy the camp process. I want to enjoy fight week. I want to enjoy the fight itself. I want my family to be a part of that. You know, I want my boys and my kids to see the show, see the background of the big corporation that is the UFC. You know, the most professional MMA tournament in the world. You know, through eyes that nobody else can.
Israel Adesanya, never shy about giving his thoughts on the sport, weighed in on the upcoming UFC Paris matchup between Caio Borralho and Nassourdine Imavov. In a YouTube video, Adesanya revealed that he believes Borralho will come out on top with a unanimous decision victory.
I'll pick Caio for this fight, but I think it'll be, and also it's a well-matched fight, like I said, but I think it'll be edged out by Caio. They're fighting in France as well. Home court advantage. I don't know how that's going to play with Nassourdine, but I don't think it's going to be an impact on him negatively or positively. Yeah, I'm going to go Caio in this fight, and I'm going to go decision. I'm going to go decision by Caio.
Initiates the grappling first.
I think Imavov probably does, because the feet will be too much for him. The hands will be too much for him from Caio, so he'll have to mix it up to keep Caio guessing. I'm still going to go Caio, and I think it's going to be a unanimous decision. It'll be a good fight.
For Adesanya, this fight was clear in his mind. Borralho by unanimous decision. Mike Perry had nothing but good things to say about Dillon Danis after training together ahead of his own Misfits MMA title fight. On his Overdogs podcast, Perry described Danis as surprisingly humble, respectful, and dedicated in training.
I linked up with Dillon Danis.
Ooh, I was gonna ask you about that too.
But he was really cool, man. Super humble warrior, bro. It was great to train with him. He shot some takedowns. I shot some. We got some good clips. His cameraman came and set it up. I gotta say, after the Logan Paul fight, I'm sure Dillon has worked on his defensive range and distance, because it was kind of difficult to get the jab on him. To land my jab on him wasn't the easiest, and especially at the speed we were going.
For Perry, this training experience highlighted a side of Danis that many fans rarely see. A disciplined and improving athlete, rather than just a social media provocateur. Rampage Jackson once again found himself in the spotlight, but this time for all the wrong reasons. Following the controversial incident involving his son Raja and the attack on Psycho Stu, Rampage released a lengthy statement on social media that sparked outrage. In his post, Rampage oscillated between criticizing and defending Raja's actions. He claimed Stu had essentially brought the attack on himself, describing it as a case of play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Rampage justified Raja's response by saying Stu had previously hit him over the head with a beer can after sparring, and that in his eyes, Raja had simply taught him a lesson about keeping his hands to himself. Rampage's words ignited heated debates, as many felt his stance condoned violence and dismissed the severity of Raja's actions, particularly since the incident left Stu hospitalized. Instead of de-escalating the narrative, Rampage's statement poured gasoline on the fire. In addition to defending his son, Rampage went further by shifting blame onto others. He accused media outlets of spreading misleading clickbait and labeled critics as people with low IQs for believing what they saw. Rampage argued that Raja should have handled the situation differently by calling the police after being struck with the beer can, claiming that such a move could have even led to a lawsuit against Stu. He also painted Stu as a habitual drunk and troublemaker, insisting that this was far from the first time Stu had been involved in such incidents. Rampage positioned himself as a father first, saying he would always side with his son, no matter what. However, these statements only fueled the perception that he was excusing or justifying extreme violence. Rather than calming the backlash, Rampage's defense strategy opened the door for even harsher criticism from fans who saw it as an attempt to rewrite what had happened. The MMA community and fans online wasted no time in voicing their disapproval of Rampage Jackson's statements. Many argued that his comments ignored the clear evidence captured on video, which showed Raja plotting and carrying out the attack on Stu in a way that could easily be interpreted as attempted murder. One fan pointed out that shaking hands with someone only to later ambush them does not count as self-defense, but rather deliberate malice. Others criticized Rampage for always playing the victim and attempting to shield his son from accountability. Some even drew comparisons between Rampage's behavior and Raja's, saying the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Across comment sections, the sentiment was largely the same. Rampage's defense lacked accountability, shifted blame, and made both him and his son look worse. Instead of rallying support, the backlash painted him as someone enabling Raja's destructive behavior. All right, fight fans. That's all for today's video. If you want to stay up to date with the latest news, you can subscribe to the channel. See you in another video.